The Centrell Show. She's on fire. Centrell. She will ignite your passion and bring your purpose to life. The strategy she shares will take you to higher heights. Improving your energy, spirituality, your well-being. A better mindset for your journey to build a better you. She's on fire to take you higher. She's on fire to take you higher. The Centrell Show.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Centrell Show. We are coming to you again from Creek Global Studios, and so excited because guess what? It is still Women's History Month. So for today, we have an amazing guest who is a part of our partnership. You know, CGM is all about building collaborations and connections, and it's all about connecting your media brand with the right partners. So one of our advertising partners is joining us today, and they're going to talk to you about your messaging. They're going to talk to you about how you put yourself out in the industry and how you do it the right way. Before we announce who that is, make sure that you are liking, sharing, and following on the Centrell on all of your social media so that you can get some of these tidbits, because I know we have a number of people out there with a brand. We have a number of people out there with visions. And when they have visions, they're going to create businesses. And you need someone who's going to manage your public appearance, that's going to get you out in those media outlets, that's going to make sure that people know who you are. It doesn't stop at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or even YouTube. So you need someone who knows how to do the messaging and someone who's going to make sure that your best face is put forward. Now, when we come back from the break, you're going to meet Berry Dynamic. Yes, a very dynamic PR, amazing PR personality here in the Houston area and all over, reach to so many media outlets. And in Women's History Month, that's what I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate our female partners, and I want to celebrate all the work that they're doing to support us here on the Centrell Show and here at Creed Global Media. So we'll be right back with Berry Dynamic PR.
MCA Communications and Office Furniture Innovations have combined their efforts to create a design lab for their clients. Interact is a collaborative canvas for the workplace environment. Our showroom is an active form and functional laboratory, constantly transforming to suit real-world needs. Through education on the latest and greatest furnishings and technology, we help our clients visualize how to integrate them into your own space. Interact. It's your workplace. Evolve it.
We are back, guys. Welcome to the Centrell Show. Remember to like, share, and follow at the Centrell on all of your social media, because we are talking your messaging, your branding, and getting your presence out to the public. And how do you do that the right way? Well, you do it with professionals. At least that's what I subscribe to. There's no possible way for me to know every angle, every message. They have Olivia Popes in the world for a reason. So we have Berry Dynamic of Berry Dynamic PR here today to talk to us about the importance of messaging, branding, and we celebrate her as a part of Women's History Month. How are you doing, Berry?
I am very dynamic. Now, you know Olivia Pope is my girl, so that was wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I love Olivia Pope, love Scandal, and I kind of think about her as someone who comes in and saves the day, right? She helps to clean up the image. She helps you to present your best self, even after some of the most horrific events in life. And we need that in media,
Yes,
right?
we do.
Even before the horrific events, just when we want to place ourselves in the best light. So tell everyone who you are, how you started, and how you place them, in the best light.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, thank you again for having me. I am Berry Dynamic, owner of Berry Dynamic PR Agency. I've actually been in the industry for about 6 years. My degree is in communications. I have focus in public relations, journalism, media writing, media relations, technical writing. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So I've always had a love for just writing. You know, poetry is where it began, and just from there doing short stories, and then it went into, you know, doing editing for people's essays and research papers, and it just kind of grew from there. And so once graduating from college, I was like, you know what, why, you know, work for someone else when I can be my own boss and really use this talent and share it with the world. And so I really love using, you know, my brand and my agency to expose the hidden treasures within not only just Houston, but within our nation. So the powerful thing about media is being able to share your story. Media controls the messages that are sent out into the world. You wouldn't know what is going on in other parts of the city if you didn't have the news, if you didn't have social media. So I like to use that outlet to be able to take my different, you know, focal points and beliefs and just the wonderful people that I meet and take that into creating an angle and a story to filter through the media. And so I find all these wonderful people here, you know, have partnerships in Los Angeles and New York and Atlanta as well, and just basically bringing all those entities together and showing that exposure here through Houston.
I like that. So you said a couple of really great things that I like. One, hidden treasures, right?
Yes.
A number of people out there, they have their brands, they have their businesses, they have all of these things they're doing, poetry, they have a podcast, they have a show, they have a book. You know, whatever their talent is, they have the ability to teach, to train, and then they decide they're going to put that out into the media world. And not many people know them because they're a hidden treasure. So they need someone like you. Explain to them now the importance and what your reach does to get their message out there, to frame who they are in the best light, and why doing it on their own is not the best course of action.
It's not great to do it on your own because you don't want to just be that one-time person that you just hear about once and that's just it. So what I and my team, what we do is we create your brand, we focus on your brand, and then we manage it. And through managing it, you have, you know, your press releases, which are sent out to give information about upcoming events, or, you know, if you have something that just a phenomenal story that needs to be told, you know, finding that pitch to get you some media placement, you know, sending information to all your different news and radios and other publications as well. And so the great thing about Berry Dynamic is that we have a reach of over 1 million media sources within North America. And it's about 20 outlets. I mean, when you're looking at online, magazines, radio, news, I mean, television stations and networks, I mean, the list just goes on and on. And so I really want to stress the importance of when you are serious about your brand and you have to make that investment into yourself, that's where you know that you're very, you know, serious about what you're wanting to do. So definitely want to put that message out there that investing into yourself so that you can see the return on your investment and watch your baby really grow.
Well, and the investment is the big piece. So a number of people look at more of what they consider the cost as opposed to the benefits of the reach, right? So you mentioned 1 million outlets. Facebook does not get you into 1 million outlets, and I think it's important that we really dissect this and delve into the details of it, because when people start thinking about, okay, I've got to get my brand out there, immediately they think of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Awesome outlets. Awesome.
Very awesome.
Really great starts. You want to do that. You don't want to discount really any space unless it's just not organic to your brand. You want to make sure that you have visibility there, because there are people that are on Facebook that aren't on Instagram, people that are on Instagram that aren't on Facebook.
They're a different audience.
Right. And then you've got to branch out into all of these different media outlets like
LinkedIn,
news
Twitter,
and PR and press releases that are on blogs, and They have magazines that are on the internet and some that are in print. I mean, so there are so many different places and a million of those outlets.
And people think I'm exaggerating, but
Yeah.
it really is a million. I mean, we are powered by LexisNexis, which is where all of your top corporations like your McDonald's, your Fords, like those people use that type of, access to, filter their information and get all of their huge advertisements and marketing. So I have this same tool right here in Houston. So not only do I have this whole, this tool, this outlet in order to brand everyone, but I also have resources in other cities. And so when I tell people that I have access to Hollywood, people think I'm playing, but it takes that investment.
This is not a game.
It's not a game. It's really not a game. But when I talk about investments, I have people that come to me with these huge dreams and, not ready to really take their business serious. And I really want to stress, like, hey, we can bring Hollywood to Houston.
Right.
And we actually will.
You can bring Hollywood to their doorstep.
Yes.
Like literally right to you. You can have Hollywood right there at your fingertips. Just click something on the keyboard, sending information about you, your brand, to all of these different outlets. They get to pick it up and they get to filter it into the space of news that they operate in. And that is it's priceless and it's powerful for your brand.
Yes, of course. And what I really like to stress about just being in PR, I'm not that type of person that's going to tell you, oh, I can do this for you. A lot of publicists or PRs that are located, wherever, they say, oh, okay, I can do this, and they take your money, and then that's just that, and then you don't know where the results or if the results will come. The great thing about Berry Dynamic is that we keep that communications open with you. You send me, whatever your service requests are. We build your proposal around whatever your marketing budget is. I mean, I have a nice list of about 20 to 25 different services that we can offer you. We build you a proposal based off of what we feel that your brand needs in order to build. And then once we put that together, we do your press kit or your media kit, and then we send out the information and we let you know, okay, well, hey, this is who we contacted. Of course, without the emails and the phone numbers, but
you don't need all that information.
But
you can share the information without sharing your strategy.
And that's the part, we're very serious about building that trust with our clients, letting you see, like, okay, hey, if I have connections at this one entity, it's not just that one person I'm targeting. I can have the editor, the producer, the content creator, the anchors, all of their information all from this one entity. So when I'm sending your information out, I'm not only just sending it to just the regular news at news.com, I'm having their personal emails, the phone numbers to their actual desk. So it's like, I have the ability to really reach these people, and if one person is seeing it and then their colleague is seeing it and then their colleague is seeing it, and then we're shouting out story ideas and everybody's shouting out the same idea, all that came from my one pitch. So it's like your ratio and your percentage of being able to have that exposure is at a greater chance when you're working with Berry Dynamic.
Oh, well, okay. When you're working with Berry Dynamic, exposure, exponential ratio increases. And you know what? She's telling the truth, because whenever you have more people working on your behalf, well, then you do have a greater chance of exposure. There's no way as an entrepreneur, and I think this is really important to share, we invest in our brands and we invest in those people who know how to get our brands built and how to make them visible, because they are experts in that area and because we cannot do it all. I wouldn't even subscribe to any entrepreneur to try to do it all, and that's why we enlisted you as a partner, because we can't do it all. Not only that, I don't know this space. So why would I want to do all of those things when you've already spent the time, you've already shown yourself to be adept and professional at what you do, and you're going to do it well. Why do I need to go figure that out? I don't need to figure that out. I just need to support those individuals who are doing that thing and they're doing it well. That's why we collaborate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the power in just partnerships. You know,
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, we're not supposed to do things on our own. That's
Yeah.
why we have a team. And, you know, I speak at career days, and that's something that I really focus on is once you figure out your circle of influence, figure out what is your friend good at? Are they good at math? Are you good at writing? Are you good at this? Okay, well, let's figure out, if I want to start my company and you start your company, let's partner together. And then together we partner with other companies, and then we start building corporations. And then from building those corporations, we're able to build our own communities. And that's what the structure should really be. And that's where I want to come in and be that entity to bring exposure to every one of these companies and corporations that are powered by us.
Oh, okay. Wow. I love it. So she's just giving you an outline almost on how you build a better you. Everything you pull from helps to make you better. And there's no way you're going to be the expert. So you have to pull from some really good places and some really good people. We are going to be right back with Berry Dynamic, and we want you to take a look at some of our other partners and what we're doing with all of our young women that are growing up. So we have OFI, and we also have our Girls on the Run, which is Girls on the Run Greater Houston, one of the organizations I advocate for. We have our soiree, and it's coming up in just 2 days. So just in case you haven't gotten your ticket, check out this video and why you should go ahead and do that today. Be right back. Welcome back, guys, to the Centrell Show. You just had an opportunity to see some of our wonderful partners and those we support, Girls on the Run Greater Houston. Remember, March 29th, Thursday at Hotel Zaza here in Houston. Get your tickets. We do have a few left, and we would love your support. This is helping young girls to be confident, healthy, and to know their limitless potential. What better way to celebrate them than to support them by attending, buying a ticket or a table. Be there March 29th, again, this Thursday. So I also want to make sure that you don't forget, you might be still doing your New Year's resolutions, and Torrent Valleys is still offering the Better You discount for a 3-day cleanse. And we showed that to you as well. So check out torrentvalleys.com and get your cleanse so that you can be healthy. All right, now, how to make your brand healthy, right? We are still talking to Berry Dynamic PR with Miss Berry Dynamic herself. Yes. So before the break, we were going through why it is important to have a professional on the other end of your messaging. So tell me kind of some of the ins and outs, then some of the things you find may be difficult when it comes to messaging and branding for clients. What should they come in prepared with?
they should come in prepared with a clear vision. You know, a lot of people, they come in, they're like, okay, hey, I got this really great idea. And it's like, okay, but what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
So having a clear vision, not wanting to, you know, do multiple things all at once, you know, that's the great thing about brand management. You know, when you come to me with all of your ideas, you know, our goal is to either do a 3 to 6 month retainer, and we actually build out each of your months through a content calendar, event placements, you know, finding things that are relevant to your field. I'm doing strategic partnerships for you to bring in that revenue. You know, of course, doing some article publications. You know, I find a lot of journalists, they need stories.
Yeah.
So not only do we provide the stories to, you know, the different entities, but journalism's actually, they're trying to reach deadlines. And so I get requests for different stories based off of, you know, whether it's business or entrepreneur or women, or sometimes they even need gifts, no, not gifts, but products for their swag bags.
Right.
So I've received like maybe 5 to 10 different just invites, and they're like, hey, we got an event here in Atlanta, you know, can we get some products? Or it's focused around this type of event, you know, can you send stuff to this address? And so just really letting clients know that when you get with our company, we're going to make sure that you get the exposure. And it doesn't have to just be here locally. It can be a little bit of everywhere. So making sure that if they have a brand, let's associate you with the product. Because not only, you know, do you have just your brand, but people want to have something tangible. They want to have something to connect you to. So whether that's being a brand ambassador, or you creating a product for another, you know, maybe a celebrity that has something that's coming on, just connecting you with something. So that way, my biggest thing is just that return on investment. I can't stress that enough. I feel like if you don't work, you don't eat. So I'm very big on making sure that my clients are getting the bang for their buck when they're working with us. So, you know, those, like I say, the article publications, live social media coverage, when we do your event placements, we'll come out to your events, you know, do the live coverage, have photography, do videography for you, just everything that you don't have to focus on, so that you can focus on the clients that are in front of you. So, and of course, that's great exposure for your social media, which is when people come to your social media, it's like, oh, hey, she has a really nice page. It's very clean, it's crisp. She's taking pictures with important people. People are interested in what she has. And so that goes into, you know, your websites. People wanted to go to your websites, which is something else that we offer as well. We can do the SEO and the analytics for you as well. And so there's so many entities that we can go into.
I know people are like, wait, does she stop? Like she's going down the list?
Yes, I mean, I want to be, not I, but my team, which includes you, we should be the one-stop shop. You know, they don't have to come or go to all these different entities. You know, especially if we're trained and we're professional, then they shouldn't have to go anywhere else. So that's the beauty in, you know, hiring and just bringing on contractors and all that all those great things to just make sure that we can provide everything for our client. So if there's something that you feel that you need that we don't offer, it's like, okay, hey, just give me a moment and we will in a minute.
Well, there you go. Can-do attitude. There's nothing like working with solution-oriented people. And you're right. Most of the time, and you just think about like when you started out. I think about like when I started out in media and all of those things, you literally always have to go and find all the pieces yourself. And now that you've found all the pieces and you know how it works and you've put all the work into it, you've done all the research, now you can come back to those clients that you're proposing to, or those clients that you have, and say, hey, you know what, now we're offering this, or we're offering all of these things, and you only have to come to one person, you only have to come to one place. And that's one of the great things about partnering with people that do multiple things, or that have that can-do attitude. What we don't offer now, let's see how we can get it to you. Is it synergistic to our brand? Is it something that organically fits? Because you don't want someone to be like, okay, well, we're frying chicken for you here, yet we're going to come over here and we're going to do your marketing and media. That's, I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that. You do want all of those things that align with each other, though. You want all of those things under one roof so that you're dealing with one professional group, you're establishing a relationship, and it's of length. The one thing I don't like to do is I don't like to bounce around. You know, I have gotten all of my knowledge and all of the credentials and all of those things so that when I actually go out there to offer services to clients, that I can offer them a wealth of services and then do it well. And it sounds like that's exactly what you've done, so that they don't have to bounce around. They don't have to say, okay, I'm going to come to you for press releases when it's magazines and when it's articles, and then I've got to go somewhere else for newspaper. That would just be too much. So the beauty of having it all in one place is that they have less to worry about, and then you also have more to offer, and it's a learning experience. As an entrepreneur, we are constantly in learning
and growing.
mode. Yes, learning. We're constantly building a better you, and that is through all of the things that we endeavor to do for those individuals that we service. So how's the journey been for you? Because as you have been growing and moving in this space, I know for me, I'm constantly improving myself. I'm constantly trying to find ways to be better. So what does that look like for you?
Oh, wow. Well, for one, it just the energy that I'm attracting. The journey that I've been on thus far, I've learned to really listen to God, and the only way that you can listen to God is through isolation. And so just in my entrepreneurship path and just experience thus far, you know, I spend a lot of time meditating, and you know, any service that I receive, and once I, you know, complete it, I actually pray over the service, and you know, really asking God to, you know, provide an opportunity for these people and allow this light of mine that is within me to shine outward so that I could be a blessing to others. And so I want my work to be blessed, and not me, my work, but his work to be blessed. And so really just getting that understanding of my purpose, that I'm not here for me, that I'm here to just show the God that is within me through the work that I do for other people, and allow that to shine just through our agency and the people that I surround myself with. And just through that, I have been meeting some very dynamic people.
Oh, whoa.
You know, no, but seriously, I really have. You know, once I took that leap of faith and went full-fledged with the company, like, God has really shown me, when you take that faith and you really believe in him, and I know that you can attest to this because we are in this beautiful space here.
Oh my God, right. You were there in the beginning, right? That's crazy.
And so, you know, just taking that leap and seeing what he has opened doors for me, and just for this company and the people he's brought to me. And you know, I hear people that talk to me all the time, they're like, how old are you? Like, oh my gosh, you're so young. Like, how do you know these things, and how are you able to meet these people? How are you able to do this? I'm like, look, it's not me.
Right.
And I just really just give thanks to him for guiding me and showing me the way. And so someone actually told me that to never trust a person that has one foot on their 9-to-5 and the other foot on their dream. Because if you're straddling, then that means you don't believe in yourself completely. So.
Oh, Snapple! What is she saying?
So, and I mean, when it was said to me, I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, and it was serious.
Yeah, that is.
For me to be where I am now, and it's like now when I meet people, I'm like, man, just take that leap. Just take that leap. You know, just know that God has you. So that's been my journey. It's been a test.
That was a mic dropping moment. I almost want to cut the show right now. And it is, because it is a faith walk. And for those who don't know that, and it could be that back and forth. And like you said, you have seen the blessings. You have seen what it looks like to be on the other side of taking that leap. So it's amazing encouragement for anyone who is out there and they have a dream and they are straddling and they're trying to figure it out. They have to make the right decision for themselves in the timing. Make sure that you are praying and seeking your guidance, because God does have to direct that. Just like you are being guided through everything else. And hopefully you're seeking, you know, God or some spiritual counsel to move through everything that you're doing. So that's awesome, and you're right. You have to sit still in everything that you do.
Listen.
So today I had the opportunity to read to a group of young kids at Burbank Elementary, and we talked about, they said, what do you do? And I said, well, I have a show, and I told them about that. And, well, what do you talk about? And I said, well, we talk about building a better you. And I said, and we work on your mental and your spiritual. And what is spiritual? And so we went through that, and it's amazing because we took a moment just to be quiet and then to close our eyes. And when we were all done and we opened our eyes and we observed the silence, I asked them what did they feel. And they said, oh, I feel happy. And that's what meditation and spirituality do for you. It lightens the load, you know? It allows you to pay attention to even the smallest things. And sometimes that small thing could be, yes, take the leap.
And you know, it is so interesting that you mentioned that. So I believe that when you're growing in your spirituality, that you're supposed to be one with nature. And God doesn't just pull out this big old sign like, hey, this is me, da, da, da. Like,
I really want him to do that.
Hey, it would be nice. It would help a sister out now.
Right. I'm like, you know what? We've had a relationship for a long time. How about you just lean over and
just
say,
come talk to me,
please,
right?
yes.
But he actually talks to us through the people that he places in our life.
Yeah.
So God is in each of us, you know? And so when you're asking for that sign or God give me a message, that random person will come by that has no idea what you're going through in life and will come and give you a message. And even through nature, I tell people this story and they think I'm crazy, but I know it's for real. But I like to go running. And
get out of here.
Come on now. Okay, let's be on camera like this. But I do like to run, especially I don't like going to the gym. I actually like to be outdoors and run.
I love that.
And when I haven't ran in a while, it takes me some time to build my endurance. And so I was okay, Lord, I'm going to run because I have a lake where I live, and so I run around the whole lake, and it's like almost 2 miles. And I'm like, okay, Lord, keep me strong. I want to go straight through one time, and I'm good. And do you know that every time I began to slow down and I started getting tired, a dragonfly will come out of nowhere and will like come fly in my face. And and I'll start running. And like after that, I didn't pay any attention to it. I'm like, okay, Lord, keep me going. And so when I'll start to slow down, another dragonfly come buzz by me, and it'll make me run. And it started to dawn on me, I'm asking God to do this for me, and he's sending someone, a message. And so that's when you say you have to pay attention to even the smallest things. You know, pay attention to your surroundings. God is speaking to us through every entity. And so I know that the journey is going to keep continuing.
And it will. And it will.
And just keeping the right people in my circle.
Yeah, because you hear also that thing where when you're meditating, when you're listening to God, you're elevating yourself. When you elevate yourself in your energy and your spirit, you start to attract those like people and those like spirits. There's all kinds of power in everything that we do. Energies attract energy.
They do.
And so when you are out there and you're wondering, why is this not working for me? Why am I not successful in this space? Maybe a little silence, a little quiet time to understand what you're doing, and is it all lining up? You know, so it should be congruent as an entrepreneur in your personal, in your business. Who you are and what you do should be congruent, because in order to attract people, they need to see the consistency. They need to see the light, and they need to see it all the time. It can't just be when you're on, right? You have to be that person, and then you will attract those people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something else that I actually like to do, I try to cut out like a lot of the music that I listen to. And so whenever I'm on my way to meetings or, you know, just have something really important to do, I listen to Billionaire Advice. And it's an app called Pep Talk. And
not
it
a
says advice from a billionaire. And so, you know, you have your Steve Jobs, your Oprahs, your Elon Musk, and just all these, the person that created Alibaba, all these people that are on there, and they speak about just different topics, you know, how to be a leader, or, you know, how to give good customer service, or they talk about their experience, you know, to be humble and to stay hungry, to stay focused. And I listen to, and they're only about like 2-3 minutes, and before I know it, I probably listen to like 5 or 10 of them.
Right.
But it takes that moment to invest into myself.
Yes.
Because when you're walking on this path and sometimes you feel like you're alone, you need something to keep you going and to keep you focused and to remind you that, hey, these people are billionaires.
Right, right.
So, you know, when I talk about the come up story, like nobody, you know, even though some people are born into it, but there are always going to be hardships. Yeah. You know, without struggle, there is no progress.
That's true.
And so listening to them, it keeps me motivated and lets me know, like, okay, hey, I'm getting closer. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's Women's History Month. So are there some people besides yourself? I celebrate you. Thank you so much for being here.
I celebrate you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So who else are you looking towards as, you know, a woman that's making history? Who comes to mind and why?
I have some phenomenal women in my life, including yourself, and I like to look at them as mentors because I can't know everything. And so, of course, my mom, she has always been my first advocate to just really invest in me, which I think is a gimme, like everybody says.
Well, let's not take it for granted, right?
Well,
you want
hopefully.
It to be. So yes, your mom gets a check.
Yes,
Thanks,
she definitely,
Mom.
we got to put mom up there first, but people outside of my family, those have been like the most powerful people because these are the people that don't know nothing about you, and they're just drawn to your spirit. And so Cassandra Skinner, I remember since I like poetry and, you know, do some writing myself, and she used to have her own lounge, and she had a creative space for poets to go and speak, and ended up going and sitting at the little seating area where the bar was, and was just kind of looking around. I was like, okay, it's my first time going anywhere by myself. Like, okay, we're going to try this out. I'm going to make some friends wherever I go.
Right.
And I was speaking to this young lady, and she was just really rude to me. And I just kept probing, like, well, hey, is this your first time here?
Because that's what you do, right? That's exactly what
I do not take no for an answer, by the way. So
persistence.
Yes, you have to have it in this business.
Yes.
But I just kept probing her and kept probing her. And the young lady behind the bar, I didn't realize that I was being watched. And so
all the time.
Before I knew it, the lady comes around the bar. She's not the bartender. She's the owner of the place.
No.
And so from that moment on, she's like, we're going to work together. We're going to work together. And I've been knowing her, Cassandra, since about July. And she has just been my butterfly, my dragonfly in my life. And so poet, beautiful poet, writer, painter, makes her own jewelry. I mean, she is just phenomenal. And she's always investing and encouraging and doing whatever she can to support, you know, my vision, because sometimes I don't see the vision, but people see the vision for me. And they're like, you're going to be somebody, Berry. You just need to stay focused and keep going. And so Cassandra Skinner, thank you very much. She also goes by Trinity, which is her poet name. And then in addition to her, of course, my grandmother, she's always sowing seeds into me. And, you know, that's my prayer warrior right there.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and then last but not least, Bella Leah. She's actually a recent partner of mine. She's a publicist from Los Angeles.
Okay.
We met at the Bior Live event back in, I want to say, February.
Okay.
And ended up walking in. Of course, now I'm a boss. I walk in by myself wherever I go. I'm like, I'm going to make friends wherever I go.
Watch it now. There's not enough room for more than one person walking in next to her. Ego. No, I'm just kidding. The light is shining bright. That's what's happening.
Right. So, but I walk in, I scope the room, and by the time I walk back, I picked out my victim, who I'm going to talk to first. And it was her. And I was like, what section is this? Da, da, da. Well, hi, I'm Berry Dynamic. I'm a publicist here. She's like, oh, well, I'm Bella Leah. I'm a publicist from Los Angeles. Oh. Long story short, our birthdays are both in April. Oh. Our birthdays are 6 days apart. Oh. I'm like, oh my goodness, could you be more like me? Like, or I'm like you, or are we sisters? I mean, what happened? Did we get separated? And I mean, from that moment on, we was like, okay, we're going into business together. And so, you know, she has LBF, the network, located in Los Angeles, up and running, very successful studio production, everything, the whole nine. And so with me having my, you know, extensive resources as well as, you know, the media outlets, we're like, oh, hey, let's do this.
Right.
And it's our birthday. So, April is actually National Poetry Month.
Oh.
And so, you know, I had to do something for April. So, so, you know, every Thursday of April, we're going to be hosting Poetic Paint. And it'll be featuring different themes every week, whether it's, you know, painting or bringing in artists, having live music, a 4-part band, poetry readings. I actually, I want to bring in some book authors. So if there are any, you know, either exotic or funny or nonfiction, however, you know, they want to address themselves, I want to bring in book authors to come and read at least a chapter of their book and partake in our spoken word. And so that'll take place every Thursday of April at the Duvin Pintor Art Gallery, which is located in the heart of downtown on Caroline Street. And just again, to make history, to close off Women History, we're going to be hosting a huge launch experience on April 28th. And so that'll be at the Aloft rooftop, basically the rooftop. The pool, the red carpet, media. We have, you know, some special guests flying in from Los Angeles and from New York and, of course, Atlanta. Just, I mean, everybody's just been waiting for, you know, for her to do something amazing because, you know, she's been here in Houston fairly new. And then with us partnering together, I'm due for another event. And so
another event?
Yes, I'm due for another event. And so, you know, it's all about God's timing. And so we're having this huge new company called Be Savvy launch experience. And just to basically bring the whole nine and have a nice auction to donate to charity, which our charity will be Writer's Block, in which they are building a performing arts for the youth somewhere here in Houston, and we're going to be just raising funds to donate to them since it'll both be our birthdays, and instead of having a party, let's just give back and, you know, honor someone else for their due diligence in the community.
Oh my gosh. So that was amazing. So now that you told us everything that's going on for the month of April, what's coming up, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you.
Well, yes. For any, you know, media inquiries or questions, you can email me at berrydynamicpr@gmail.com, as well as you can follow me on Instagram at berry_dynamicpr, as well as Berry Dynamic PR Agency on Facebook.
Awesome.
Oh, and the website.
And the website.
Yeah, berrydynamicpr.com. You guessed it.
Oh my goodness. Happy early birthday, my dear. Yes, we are so grateful that you came on our show.
Oh, thank you.
It has been a pleasure. So you guys have a lot to support here. So she has a lot of events in April. Check out the website, check out what's coming out, and make sure that you show up. There's no telling who you're going to meet, and there's no telling what you're going to learn and when you can take your brand to the next level with someone who can help you with the messaging. We are so excited to have partners like this as a part of our CGM platform. It's amazing because I don't have to do all of those extra things. I have people who already know how to do it. It has been amazing to celebrate Women's History Month. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like, share, and follow at The Centrell on all of your social media and celebrate a woman that's making history in your life. We'll catch you next time.